Okay, so I don't know if you can see her right here, but my cat got neutered today, so I'm having to stay in this exact spot because she keeps freaking out because of the cone. And I told the vet to put her in a jacket, and they didn't listen. So now I've had to buy a separate jacket, but it doesn't come till tomorrow. So here is a very transparent yap session about marketing your music as an artist who's about to go through his sixth project rollout. If you don't know who I am, my name's Izzy. I've hosted a artist development community for the better part of 3 years now. I've helped hundreds of artists be able to do millions of streams and hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners. I've sold out headline shows myself for my own music. Did 3 headline shows in the space of a year and sold all of them out. But I would be lying to say that there aren't elements of this thing that fucking suck. And, you know, I'm happy to weather the storm with the things that I'm doing, but I think sometimes the coach needs to be coached. And I think I've helped a lot of people be able to get out of their own way when they have been in the midst of their rollouts because they've had someone that's been there for them, and no one is perfect. And I think the reason that I've been able to do this as a full-time thing alongside being an actor and alongside being an artist, it's because I'm very transparent. In this moment right now, I don't feel great. I'll be real. Like, I don't feel great, and I'm always going to have unwavering confidence. So I'm always going to get to where I need to get to, but boy, does fucking God make the journey hard for me at times. And really and truly, if there's any advice that I can give anyone trying to get into the music industry, your nervous system needs to be a fucking one, dude, because it is gonna get battered and broken by the output, the sheer output that you actually have to put out to be able to succeed. You have to put out so many videos which will not get any views, won't get any likes, and most of the time the first comment under whatever trial reel or Instagram post or TikTok thing that you make is going to be someone putting fucking bins in the comments. It literally happened on fucking Facebook, out of all places, because the trial reel that I post goes to my Facebook page, and I'm like, oh, it's got a comment there. I go and it's a fucking bin, and I'm like, oh boy, this fucking pisses me off when you're trying to figure shit out. And like, I have come to terms with hate. Like, I've got no issues with hate whatsoever, within reason. Do you know what I mean? Because the way that I look at hate, and hate is what has got me here, and not because I've tried to fuel it. It's just purely like because I've made people feel something. And if people really, really love you, they're also going to really, really hate you as well. Like, you can't have an equal pendulum where people just are all, sorry, not even equal. You can't have you would have an unequal pendulum if everyone just loved you and no one hated you. And it is statistically impossible, because there's always going to be someone who leaves a bad review. Even at fucking Disneyland, dude, people are putting 1-star reviews at Disneyland. Think of, like, meant to be the happiest fucking place on earth. You're still going to find bad reviews. Like, your favorite pizza spot, your favorite bar, wherever you go, there is a boatload of people who did not have a good fucking experience, and that is just the way of the world. So in the same way with hate, it's like, if people are hating me, at least I know they're real and they're not bots, Like, sometimes it's crazy. I can get loads of, nope, relax, please, for the love of God, Bubba. I can get, you know, hundreds of supportive comments, and it's like your eyes are blind to the positivity. But by God, the minute there is a fucking hate comment, you think about it all fucking day. Like I just said, I'm literally taking one bin emoji, and that's still my fucking head. Yeah, I've definitely had so many supportive comments today alone, probably about 100 comments, like positive comments from like reels that I've put out, mainly on like my acting reels and stuff that I've been putting out that normally do really well. And it's like, right now, this is the first time in a very long time, go back please, darling, that I've been releasing music. It's nearly been a year since I've dropped, and it would have been a lot shorter time if I didn't have like my TV break and I was promoting myself being in the show. It would have probably been more like 4 or 5 months, but I definitely feel cold feet, and I'm reminding myself of like, fuck, like, It is a really no. Oh my god, she's gone. And now, where are you going, dude? Where are you going? You've literally just had your stomach cut open and you've just jumped out like you haven't had surgery today. This cat's gonna be the death of me, dude. There is this part of it that I don't miss. When the good gets going, it's great. But when you've got a whole new song, loads of new content to be able to push, it can be exciting. But when you're having to start from scratch again with new content, finding what works for it and stuff, it's a really difficult launch pad that you have to build, because you're used to the launch pad you had of the content that worked or the song that was taking off, and then you've got to build it up again with a new one, especially when you've taken a year off. The momentum may not be there as much. Or if you're in my position, the last year I went from like 4,000 to 27,000 followers for my acting, but that isn't the same algorithm as music, so it's like I had viral videos for my music as well, but it's like it's new videos, it's new content, it's new footage. Like there's so much new territory where I have to try and discover what's gonna work, and that is really scary. Like it is, I'm not gonna lie. Like again, we can give great advice to other people and help people change their perspectives because we aren't emotionally attached to the thing at hand. Like we're not attached to the music ourselves, so we can be able to like give great advice in the same way we can give great advice to people for like relationships. Or like literally today, like my neighbor, my homegirl, like she was telling me about something like going on with her, like relationship wise, and I was just giving her some really solid advice. Like I was kirking, dude. Like I was fucking kirking. And she's like, no, you're so right. Like you're making all the sense in the world. Tell me if why I'm single. Like at the end of the day, it's because you're not emotionally attached to the situation. And I think also sometimes when you know a lot about, let's say like a topic like relationships, you then get very afraid to make a mistake. And I think in the same way with this, like with me releasing music, I'm getting afraid to even make a mistake. But then it's like, I have to tell myself, what was the advice I gave myself about this shit? It's like, you're always going to have another shot at the board. It's a volume game, and you can't allow one video or even 5 videos not doing well to now make you just like kind of cross your arms like, well, fuck it, it's not working. Like it's not meant to be easy. It's just difficult when it's your own thing and you're attached to it. You want it to do well. So it's like, you want it to be easier because you've spent so much time on the music alone and you've invested so much that it's hard not to get emotionally attached, which is why, I'll be honest, I pivoted a lot in the way that I was talking to artists in my content because of this exact reason, because I realized how fucking hard it is. And like, they don't need another person like kind of trying to beat them down. Do you know what I mean? When they are already going through enough as it is. So like for me, I try and just be a supportive vessel to give people perspective and help them develop their artistry, because otherwise I'm no better than them if I'm just adding more stress to their day or giving them more to do. Like really, they don't need more to do. They need less to do. They need to focus on less, just make their life a lot simpler. But I digress. Your nervous system is going to take a huge hit in this industry because you have to keep going when no one's even watching. You have to keep going when no one is supporting you yet, when it isn't cool for people to support you yet, where they may not get the type of music you're making. You could have a banger on your hands, but just contextually, they don't get it yet. And that is a really difficult place to be in, because you are kind of the only one waving this flag in support of you. You're the only one representing. It's like you being a country and you're the only one representing that country. And there's no one else who lives on, Planet Artist or Planet whatever your name is. Or for me, it's like Planet Izzy. And maybe there are people on there, but it's like you have to believe it and you have to be confident in yourself. And I'm like very, very, very confident in helping people because I can detach myself from the thing at hand. And yeah, I think it can be very stressful, and you do have to be built different for this thing. because it will chew you up and spit you out alive and not care how you feel. The algorithm isn't a person. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care what time of, like what's happened through your day. And like our brains aren't designed to enjoy it, when it's going wrong, when it's not going well, when posts aren't doing right. Like, it's horrible. Like, you spend a lot of time on something and you put it out there and it doesn't do well. I get it. But then it's like, what we have to discover is like the skill of actually of discipline. That discipline does not exist when you are doing things that you enjoy. If you enjoy going to the gym and you go 7 times a week, that doesn't mean that you have discipline. You're doing something you enjoy. Like, I enjoy hanging out with my friends. I've been hanging out with my neighbors for like the last week, basically every single day. That's not discipline. It's because I like hanging out with them. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you like the gym, then you're going to go a lot more. But if you don't like it and you are consistent and you have to kind of drag yourself there, that's the discipline, because you're doing shit that you don't feel like doing. And it's doing harder work especially when you don't feel like it. That's when it is discipline. It's getting up early if you're not a morning person. If you're a fucking morning person, you get up early. That's not discipline. Like, you just like to get up early. Do you know what I'm saying? In the same way, it's like, it's just the amount of reps that you have to do to figure out like what your format is, whether it's for your music or whatever it is that you are trying to create. And I don't know, I think I'm really enjoying like getting into the swing of like making this content in a way that's enjoyable for me so that I can keep it up, versus like making videos in which I don't enjoy. And for a very long time, I wasn't enjoying the videos of like the advice I was giving, because the advice I was giving, it was mundane. It was like talking about numbers and like, how do you get to this and how do you get to that? And like, I still happily will talk about it in moderation because it is useful information for people, but like, it didn't fulfill me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't feel any better in life when I hit like my first 1 million streams on my catalog, because I'm like, I have not changed in life. Like, this hasn't changed my life in any way. But what did change my life was like doing my first headline show in front of like 150 people and seeing 150 faces there, or going to Manchester and doing a show out there and then people lining up outside to take pictures of me. I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, this is crazy. I've never had anything. Those are the highlights of like my music career. Those two things are like my London headline show and my Manchester headline show. And it's why I'm so heavy on getting back to performance, because like at the end of the day, streams are streams. The algorithm isn't always going to be built in a way that is going to allow you to just post anything and it reach your audience. Like, I do believe the algorithm is a reflection of people's behaviors. So like, it's our responsibility to make content in which people even want to engage with, but it fluctuates. It can be really good at like 1 month and really bad the next month, or even just what you're editing. You may literally just fall off in the way that you're editing whatever it is, and you may just not you may have lost like your steez for a little bit while, and that's fine. Like, there's always going to be room for you to jump back on the horse, and I feel like I'm in that position right now where I'm jumping back on the horse. Like, when it comes to reaction content or it comes to that type of stuff, I kill it. And I think I'm learning right now as well, maybe that's my format. And what I need to do is look at the patterns. And again, this is I think for me right now, what I'm having to do, I think why I'm so emotionally attached to it is because it's content that I've been working on. I did spend quite a lot of money on, and not as a music video, but like, I'm going to get ROI on it regardless, because we filmed it at the songwriting camp. So we were on this yacht. I surprised everyone with a yacht, but then I kind of made it like a two-hander. Like, it was kind of like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, where I made it part of my rollout by doing like a DJ set on the yacht, but also it's just going to work really well as promotion for the songwriting camp. But like, I'm way more emotionally attached to it because there's also a financial and physical investment of like, I went abroad, we organized this whole thing. I also did a listening party for it. I filmed that, and it's like, if those pieces of content don't do as well, I'm feeling a lot more emotionally attached to it, versus like, I got 100K views on a reel on my fucking iPhone, playing the song literally to my cousin at his house with like no worry about the backdrop, nothing, literally just playing it on the table. And I'm like, literally through laptop speakers, bro, Like, do you know how mad that is? Like, we did like fucking, I think collectively that moment did like 300 to 400,000 views. The song is on like 130,000 streams on Spotify. What is it on Apple Music? I would be very interested to know. On Spotify, it has 130,000 streams. On Apple Music, it has 24,000. That's crazy. But again, it just comes down to they've just got less members. So that's pretty fucking sick still. It has a Shazam sound of 2,500. That's fucking crazy. That is actually, that is unbelievable. I think I just need to get back to simplifying what I'm doing because, well, one, I'm going to test all this out, see how it does. But I think maybe, like, again, it's about finding your format. I just need to not overthink it. Like, I did these things to a higher, like, degree and, like, filmed, like, everything professionally and all this stuff. And it's like, my iPhone content is doing better. So it's like, then I better just lean into that, you know? So for me, I'm even thinking now, I've got like my homegirls that I was going to play the song to. I was about to do like a whole thing for it and like film it all like high quality. I'm thinking, dude, I may just go back to basics and just do it with my iPhone. When I deep it now, yeah, I think I will. Because really and truly, me doing all that is not cutting into the overhead. Boba! I just think like going back to basics is just the best thing and the best practice. I'm seeing it right now. It makes zero sense that a video that I can post on my iPhone will do 100k views, and then a video that like I've spent all this time on gets 500. It's like, okay, clearly it's the content of like what's happening in the video versus the production value, you know? So I'm just gonna like hyper focus on that. I'm gonna test all the stuff that I've got right now, but like just do the math, yeah. Yacht cost me maybe like 1,500. Videographer cost me 500 for like 5 days, but it was a friend. For one day of like that type of work, it would at least have been 200-300 if they saw the whole production budget. So it's like nearly 2k on something versus $0 on going to my cousin's house and playing him the song through like JBL Bluetooth speakers, you know? The ROI is literally infinite. And then you've got the other like side of it, whereas like on a cheaper scale, you got the listening party, which is like 600 people. So 600, it was like $600 to do that, $200 for the videographer. It's like even on an $800 budget for what you're making, I haven't tested out those videos yet. At least the ROI is that you're making is more like the fans are able to like spend time with you and see how like these songs, and then most likely gonna come to the shows. You know, like my goal is to do a 250 cap venue in March. So like that's already like 10% of people potentially there who are going to come to the show. Most likely will. Like all the people's faces there, like I've seen them regularly. So like relax, dude. Fucking relax, just sit there. So yeah, like I don't know. Today I feel pretty shitty about like how the content is doing and stuff, but like I'm trying not to take it personally, but the only reason I am is because of the amount of investment. So I've put into it. So I think what I'm realizing is like I have to start looking at this thing and being like, okay, well, how do I keep the investment cost as low as possible? Because then I don't really care as much when it doesn't do as well. And as well, it's like if people can literally record some shit on their laptop, like literally like a webcam footage of themselves and it can bang, it's like you don't need all this production value, bro. It literally still just comes down to the song. Like I still can't tell you why that song banged as much as it did, the one that did really well. It has to just be down to the content of what's in it. Maybe as well me leaning into my culture, do you know what I mean? Like playing it to my Latino cousin, it being in a smaller niche maybe than other genres. There's a lot that could be at play, you know, and it's like maybe there's a strategy there that I can kind of lean into and should lean into. Like maybe it's not a coincidence that all my stuff that's done well has had at the core of it that I've either played like a Latino role or I've made a Latino song, you know, like, and it doesn't mean like I'm like playing into something, but it's like just understanding if the love is in a certain area or you're striking a certain chord, then you've got to embrace those things, you know? So yeah, I think this is the only way that you figure it out and get yourself out of comparison, because then that's the other side of things. Like it's so easy to compare yourself to other people. it's so easy to compare yourself, or you have a set expectation of like how many like views or whatever it is that you want for something, or what you want it to get to, that when you don't hit it you feel disappointed. But I feel like it's sad to say, but I feel like we'll always feel a slight bit disappointed, because it's like, even your first show, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I always be like, damn, I want this to be like 20,000 people, or that's how I'm performing, that's how I'm acting, like I'm expecting to see like a sea of people, and it's like, you got to work your way there, like it's stepping stones, Comparison is the thief of joy. Expectation is the killer of excitement for a release that you should be so proud of, and so excited to just see it come out, because every release it's just like, it's a step closer, and like, it's a step closer, you're gaining more fans, you're building more trust, and like a hit isn't gonna like always change your life. Like a hit can be a hit, and then you don't have anyone come to your show. Like, I can't tell you the amount of people I know who have like 500,000 monthly listeners, millions of monthly listeners, can't get 50 people in a room. And it's because they have no influence. They have no impact on the culture. And I'd way rather have an impact on the culture, because that lasts forever, versus like you get a hit that people are going to forget about in 2 months, Maybe it makes you loads of money in one go, but there's so many ways to make money. It's a big reason I do this, so I'm trying not to, so I don't have to worry about this thing that is I'm passionate about, to be the one thing that I do for money. And like, I just be me. So I do like these long form videos, and I'm just talking. So like, after a long time, it's like, okay, cool. Like, this is just clearly him. And it didn't come overnight. You know what I mean? Like, this confidence to even talk to camera or talk this freely for just hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But I think it's so easy to get attached to something when you've put a lot into it. But it's like, you got to do it for the love of the game, because I think when you try and go in and like, it's like going into the studio and being like, oh, let's make a hit. You're not going to come out of one. Like, things have just got to kind of just freely flow. And I'm really learning that. I'm really, 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 really learning that now. And it's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy. It is hard. But it is a reps game. And like right now, I'm trying to find like a scalable format. I'm trying to find like a new shit that's going to like work from what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I would be lying to say that it is easy. And today is, I feel better just even openly talking like this about it, because I think that's the other part that people don't talk about. It's like, you post, you see the video flops, and you're just in your own thoughts, and you're not talking to anyone about it. Like, it's a big reason why I started my community, because just being able to say it out loud to someone how you're feeling gives you so much clarity, because you're able to find the things that you need. And it's like, in this moment, I don't have a coach. The coach, who does the coach? So who coaches the coach? Do you know what I'm saying? And I think it's why, like, if I can give any advice, whether you decide to join like my private, community where I help artists develop themselves and market their music, have fun with what you're doing, dude. Like, enjoy the process, because if you don't, like, the process never stops. It's always going. So you're never gonna like try and enjoy the now, because you're always gonna be going on to the next thing, or the when. The when is the next thing gonna happen? When am I gonna get to the next thing? Like, you gotta be present, because you probably have so much which you wish for at like fucking 12, 13, 14 right now, and you're neglecting it. But that's probably about it for this video. It's okay if at times you find it sucks. It's not always meant to be easy, but where you are then just doing yourself a disservice is not trying to find what isn't working, and you're just doing the same thing over and over again. You're like, oh well, guess this thing sucks. Like, no, and I have to remind myself of this. Like, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, they all want your videos to do well. It only helps their platform if your videos do well. So if they're not, then fundamentally something may have shifted if they used to do well. Or if you're at ground zero, fuck it, dude. Throw as much at the fucking canvas as you can. Throw as much at the wall until something sticks. Don't throw shit at a wall, because I don't believe that shit will stick. Or even if it does, it just ends up being a stinky wall. It doesn't mean that's what you want. But like where I am, I think it's an area that people don't really talk about much, which is like when you've had virality or you've had like a run. Like I had a 6-month run of like videos doing really well, and I took this huge break, and now coming back, I feel like I'm having to kind of climb back up, and I'm wanting to get further than where I was as well. It's a very difficult place to be, my dog. I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay. Like, I will figure it out, and if and anything at a minimum, this is just going to be a great documentation of the process. And like, I'm doing the work in which, like, I think what always helps me go further is like understanding at this exact moment that I'm at, where maybe I feel like even for a minute I'm like, fuck this, bro, like this is just so long. There's like hundreds of other artists who have given up before me. So it's literally just like, you will actually just outlast everyone else to success. You can literally outlast everyone else, and by design be successful, because you just kept fucking going and you figured it out, and that you've seen every single outcome and you've opened every single door that you finally opened the door that was for you. So yeah, my cat's about to run off again. So with that being said, bye. If you want to join my private artist development community, links in the bio. We help you get to where you need to be able to get to. If you need anything else, you know where to find me. Bye. Oh, Bubba. What are we going to do with you?